mighty name of Jesus. And if you have not said it already, you know what we do over here. We're going to say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. It is indeed a blessing. It's a blessing, y'all, to be alive. It really is. And I have nothing but joy, joy, joy. There's a song that says, I got joy, joy, joy down in my heart. And that's what I have. And I just pray you all always see it coming, or see it in me, Jesus in me, and then hear it through me, him speaking through me as well. So yeah, got a late start, not really a late start. It was intentional because I've been up and I've been ready for probably an hour or so, but I just been, like I did it was another Saturday, I did the same thing. Last Saturday I didn't go anywhere. I just stayed at home, and it felt good. It felt so good to do that. Oh, it felt good to do that. So today I was like, okay, I was trying to, usually on Friday nights, I'll, think about it, contemplate. I'm like, do I want to go anywhere tomorrow? Or do I want to, do I need to? So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to, I'm going to go to Ross. I haven't been there in a week or so. So I was going to go there and see what, if I could find me a pretty dress to wear to church tomorrow. But if not, I have plenty to wear. But I don't know. I just like, that's part of my little Saturday routine. And I like going there because it's, they have such a nice selection. And I don't know. I just like doing it. And I'll go in there specifically for the dress and hop in the checkout line. That's what I do. That's just what I do. It ain't exciting or nothing, but it's fun to me because I'm like, I can find me something nice to wear, something very inexpensive. So I enjoy that. And then I know I'm going to go to the Goodwill because I want to go there just to, I sort of want to find me another blender. It's two already at the house, but the one that I purchased initially from Goodwill, that one is, I feel like it's not, maybe that's why they took it to the Goodwill. But I feel like it's not, it's not the, like, blend, it don't blend up the fruit and stuff like I want it to. It's just a generic one. I forget what kind it is, but it's super generic. And so, I don't know. And then I purchased another one from, what was that second one? I got that one from, I don't know if I got it from the Goodwill or if I got it from the other thrift store. But anyway, I'm just not real pleased with the results because it's a lot of blenders I know, even the little ones. And I may just have to break down and just get me a new one, a brand new one from Walgreens or something, because they're not that expensive. But I just need a personal size one. But I want to get back on my smoothies. As y'all see, I previously posted, I want to get back on my eating healthy. And which I don't eat a lot anyway, but I have not been eating healthy. I have been eating a lot of sweets, and not a lot, but just eating foods that contain, they're very, very high in sweets and sugar. So the Lord is, that's been in my spirit this past week, and he's like, okay, don't get out of hand with it. So like last night I DoorDashed, and I just like being honest on here. I DoorDashed McDonald's, and I always get the fish filet meal because, fish is what I eat. And so it's always good. It's always good. And so I got me that, a sweet tea. I got the large meal. So I had a large sweet tea, the meal, and then I had the dessert. I had the sundae, a vanilla sundae, and I got Oreo cookies on top of it. But it wasn't even that good. I was eating the ice cream, and I'm like, it was ice cream. There's nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't satisfying like how I should have probably just got the apple pie. Those are always good, but I was like, and it was fresh, and nothing was wrong with it, but it's just, I believed I didn't need it. That's why it didn't taste good to me, because the guy was like, you don't need that. So anyway, I ended up eating just about all of it, but then this morning I got up and I'm like, okay, I'm finna reset. I'm finna get back on what I was doing. So I'm gonna, when I do my Instacart today, and y'all, I go back and forth, I know with this, but like I said, I do not eat a lot. During the course of a day, my biggest meal is when I get off work. I don't eat breakfast. I don't even really eat lunch. I may eat a bowl of cereal lunchtime, something like that. But I just don't eat a lot. You know, I just don't. I'm just gonna be honest. But when I do, I don't eat the right things. You know, if that even makes sense. So I'm just trying to do better. And then when I do eat, I'm eating again. I'm not eating the right things. And so, you know, I have been doing getting the they call it slightly sweet tea. I think that's what it's called. So I've been ordering that, but I don't need sweet tea at all. And I was in I think it was Dollar Tree. It's been a while ago, but well, not a while ago. I've been in Dollar Tree, but a while ago since I seen it. And the young man, I said I didn't even know. I said, who's buying unsweetened tea? And he said, we were just sort of laughing about that. And y'all, it's a car next to me. They're from Knoxville, Tennessee. You don't see that all the time. But anyway, I don't know if they visiting here or they may have relocated here. I don't know. But anyways, yes, it's Knoxville, Tennessee, Knox County. But so yeah, we were laughing about that. Because I just happened, it stood out for me because at that time when I saw that tea, I was really drinking I was drinking Milos and all of that. So I was like, who drinking unsweet tea? Who was buying that? You know, who buying unsweetened tea? But it's a lot of people. And like I said, a lot of stuff, y'all, that I sort of was around in Tennessee when I would go to luncheons, like with people at work and stuff. And I was like, why are they doing that? A lot of stuff makes sense to me now. You know, a lot of people get unsweet tea because they still want the tea. But they get the unsweet because they, you know, to keep, of course, one, they don't want sugar. They don't want the sugar, but then they still want that, you know, that tea. You know, they want to have, okay, I'm having tea with my lunch or my whatever. So I get that, but sometimes I know it's to, what's the word? It's like they're drinking that because they may be eating something. Because like if you eating, it just depends on what you're eating. And you're not really affected by, you know, okay, I gotta have something sweet to drink with this, you know. But some people, they just train, they discipline, and that's where I want to be. I'm still doing good. I'm giving myself grace. I'm not doing horrible, but I can do better. I can do better and my weight is good and everything, you know. But I just know you know when you close to the Lord and when you're becoming closer, you know when you're not. You know when you need to improve. You know, God will, he'll allow, impress that in your spirit, and you're like, okay, Lord, you just know what you know. So I'm gonna do better. And like I said, I don't sit up. I was telling a lady I was talking with yesterday at work, and I was telling her, I said, I don't sit up and buy candy bars. Now I used to eat, I used to really like candy bars. When we first moved here, I'd be in the checkout line that's another reason I don't like going into the grocery store, because for me it's not really even tempting, but it's I just don't even want to deal with that, you know. It's not tempting at all, but I would be in the checkout line, and I'm making sure because it's a little crossway right here, crosswalk. Sometimes they just come out of nowhere crossing the street. So anyway, so I just I would always get the donuts. They had I forget what the donuts were called, but they were always literally right by the checkout. You know, when I was checking out of the getting ready to check out with my groceries. So I was like, okay, and that's when I was drinking Coca-Cola. So I was like, okay. I throw that in the buggy, you know, the pack of donuts, and give me a Coke. Because most of the time I would eat that. I would eat the donuts and drink that Coke either on the way home or wherever else I was going, or I would, you know, save it for later for that day. You know, later on, that'll be my little snack for that night. But yeah, as I'm becoming older, I'm seeing the importance of you know, just we need to eat better. I'm talking about myself. I need to do better and eat better. So I'm gonna do it, and it ain't hard. It's just that lady I was talking to yesterday. She was like, she kept referring to stress, talking about stress eating, and I was like, yeah, to an extent I agree with that, but I don't feel like I'm stressed or anything. I just feel like I just want what I want when I want it. It ain't got any, I don't think it got anything to do with stress. Because I'm not stressed at all. When you know Jesus and you know who you are in him, how can you ever be stressed? So y'all, I'm gonna continue this when I get out here. Hopefully, prayerfully, this line ain't long. I didn't come here last weekend, but I just want to see if they have any they have a dress. They just always have the prettiest dresses here, and they so long and flowy. And I'm thinking about doing a video in regards to how to dress modest, you know, to just showing the different dresses I've purchased and just show you, because I want y'all just see, I always see the top part of them, but I want y'all to see the whole dress because they're so pretty. So I'm gonna do the front, back, and you know, Ross ain't what you call it, they're not endorsing me to do that or anything, but I just want to show y'all, because I'm like, you know, you can really find some ladies, you can really find some nice clothes, nice dresses to wear to church. You know, you don't have to go in no party section, or, you know, if you want to wear a dress. But I just love these dresses in here. And like I said, the other locations here, the Ross stores, I don't know if it's because this area, but I don't see where this area, the other area I'm referring to, that's in a really nice area. So I don't understand why they don't have the quality these dresses this store has. But it don't matter. I stumble. Because this is the area we live in, and so I remember the store was over here, and I was like, what? Because I would always go to that other one, and so I was like, what's going on? And then for a few Saturdays, I was going to Burlington. I was going there to buy my dresses, but they don't. It's sort of hit and miss there, you know. And I actually purchased a dress. It was very inexpensive. I think it was like $14 or something, but I have not worn that dress yet because the size, it said it was, I think it said a medium, but when I tried it on, it was really super blousy and it was hanky. I don't like when dresses are like that, so I didn't wear it. I didn't wear it to church. So, but anyway, these, they never fail me. These dresses, they never fail me, and I don't try them on. I know I need a medium, and that's what I get all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here, and I always just get a dress because, like I said, I don't need anything else. So I don't go in the other sections because the last time I was here, it was leading up to my son's birthday, and so I did stray that day, and I bought him some stuff. What did I get him? I think a shirt or a hoodie or something. I forgot. But anyway, I was getting, trying to get him some birthday stuff. I think I got him some socks. So that's the only time I've purchased something other than a dress. But I guess, like I said, people thinking just like I am, they really like the quality of the stuff here. Maybe that's what it is. But like I said, I don't really look at anything else. I just come in here, get what I need, and I'm out. So I'll be back, y'all. Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I'm back. I did find me a dress, and I found I don't know why I always throw everything in the back seat. And then I have to hurt my shoulder trying to get it from back there. But I got this right here. This is it's called Pyramid Tea Bags and Digestive Support Ginger Tea, and it has cinnamon and rosemary in it. And I looked on it. It says no sugar. Added sugar is 0. So I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know if it's focusing. But yeah, it's no it's no sugar, added sugar. And it says it's good for digestive support, source of vitamins and minerals, digestive aid, may help with weight loss. Well, I'm not trying to lose weight, but yeah, I'm gonna I'm interested. I want to see how this is gonna taste. ginger tea. So anyway, of course I got my dress, but I got these, now these do have some sugar in them, but these were, it could be, I could have this for a snack, but they're Party lemon wafers, and it's lemon flavored cream filling. So I like lemon. Now these have 9 grams of sugar, includes 8 gram added sugar, but the ingredients are wheat flour, coconut oil, sugar, glucose syrup, whey powder, salt, sodium. So we'll see. Sometimes stuff like this don't be as sweet as it sounds, but if nothing else, I may have a few of those with my tea. We'll see. I'll see what I'm gonna do with that. But I'm looking also for energy too. So I'm gonna go, that was the other thing I need to do today is I'm gonna get me some iron pills and then get me some vitamins. I'm gonna probably end up getting those from Walgreens, but I really don't like to get them from Walgreens because they're sort of expensive. So I don't really like to get them from there, but we'll see. I'll see how much they are, because sometimes they have a good, have them on sale, and so I'm able to get them. But when I was getting out the car, I saw the lady. She goes, we go to church together, attend church together, and we've been out to lunch before after church or whatever. But she wasn't even looking up, and so I called her name out, and she said, "Hey," so we hugged, and then we walked on into the Ross, and she was there returning some items she bought at another Ross in another, I think she said another city, I think here. But anyway, she was returning the items, and so we were just talking. And so she was talking about how, she knows she needs to eat better, because she said she had purchased something and said how she noticed she's gained weight. So I told her, I just kind of sort of encouraged her. I said, well, we got to give ourselves grace. I said, we can't, beat ourselves up about gaining weight, whatever. I said, the Lord know our heart, and I said, we have to just do better. Just every day is another opportunity to eat better, to do better. But I was telling her that it's not even that I eat a lot. I don't sit up and just eat potato chips and all this other stuff, but I was telling her when I do eat, which is my biggest meal is at night before I go to bed. But when I do eat, I don't eat healthy, if you will. So she was just listening, but some people, you can encourage them and tell them stuff, but they're gonna go right back to doing they're gonna go right back to doing what they want to do. So and I sort of felt that from her, like, okay, you can tell me this, but okay, I hear you for now, but I'm gonna go get me a cheeseburger and a fry when I leave here. That's sort of what she was giving. But I'm not judging, I'm noticing. But, it's ultimately, it's up to us. If we want to do better, it's up to us. It really is. So God gives us free will, but I do know that if you're not careful, you can, that little weight, that you gain, take it from me, because I had gained a lot of weight. When we moved here, I was way bigger, had much more weight on me than I have now. And that was just from eating out, from, eating unhealthy. I was grieving, it was just a lot of stuff going on. I wasn't clearly thinking, but, it can get to a point where you're just like, okay, I don't care anymore, you don't ever want to get to that place. So, but yeah, I was just trying to encourage her, because it seemed like she was sort of, wanting to do better. So prayerfully she'll remember, what God wanted me to share with her. But I'm not no health guru myself, but I know I want to do better. I know that, if I don't know anything else. So that was sort of funny that me and her ran into each other, because we're going to see each other tomorrow. And she was telling me she's getting ready to go to Chicago. She's getting ready to journey to Chicago. She had a relative that lives there. So I was like, really? So I don't even remember if she knows, I don't even know if I told her that that's where my daughter is at in Chicago, but the college. But anyway, she said she'll be leaving out this time next weekend. So I said, okay. And so she said, I'll see you tomorrow. So we had a nice little chat. Because usually when I go, well, she lives in this area too. So that's why we ran into each other, because she lives in the condos across from the ones we live in. So and she's shared that with me before. So that's how we ended up, because she lives out here too. But I could tell she was sort of trying, because she said, well, at first she was like, well, I'm just gonna return the items I have, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But then she started looking over at the the clothing and stuff, and she said, well, I'm just gonna take a look and see what. So when I checked out of the store, she was still over there looking. I seen her. But y'all, today, praise the Lord, it's getting better. I went in there today. The line was it was super short. I mean, it was nothing like it still was long, but I didn't even pay really much attention, but it looks like they had some help today. And so that line was just moving. It was moving, y'all. So I was like, praise the Lord. So didn't have to wait long in line or anything. So, but it was still long, but it just wasn't a long wait in line. So that was a blessing. So yeah, I'm headed now. I'm gonna go to the Goodwill. And I'm gonna do the Instacart like I always do on Saturday. Cause I gotta get back home because I gotta finish laundry. And my bedding is in the washer now. I'm gonna finish that up. And then I want to go by the Dollar Tree because I need to get some more. We need to get some more toothpaste and soap, and I need some bathroom tissue. Well, actually, there's 3 places I gotta go. That's why I'm trying to think. Do I really want to go to the Goodwill? Because Goodwill is more so farther out than those other 2 stores. So I don't know if I may want to go to Goodwill. I just like going in there looking around, but the last times I was there, they didn't really have anything, which I haven't been there in a week or so. But yeah, I don't know. I see, but I know I need to go to Walgreens and the Dollar Tree. I want to get our puppies some treats, and then I wanted to. I don't know if the Dollar Tree, if they'll have vitamins. I'm sure they have them, but I don't know if those are recommended though. The ones they have. So I want to get the vitamins from Walgreens. I guess that's probably be better to get them from there. But anyway, so I'm gonna, in my Instacart order, I'm gonna get salad, some stuff to make salads next week, and then y'all, I'm fine. Once I'm at home, I'm fine with, and that's what the Lord had placed in my spirit too. Eat what's in your pantry. I DoorDash because it's so convenient and it's just quick, and a lot of times it's not really super quick, but I don't have to cook. And so, but I just got to get back in that kitchen. Even though when I get off work, I'm like, oh, I just want my food already prepared. But then there is a such thing as meal prepping, and so I can just fix a bunch of something and then put it in the fridge, and that's okay. I'm gonna eat that tomorrow. It's discipline. That's what it is. I gotta do better with that. I really have to, because I watch a lot of course, YouTube videos, and it's people that do that, and it works really well. It does, but you gotta be committed to it, And so, okay, I'm gonna eat this, and like I love rice. I love. I thought I was gonna be able to get over, but I'm not gonna be able to do it. I don't think they're not gonna let me do it. So I have to ride it out. Let's see. Well, let's see. I may. I don't know why I wasn't already in this lane already. They do not like to let you over in this lane. This lane turns right only. Okay, thank you, Lord. Let me get over. So yeah, what was I saying? I like going to the Dollar Tree because I get my frozen fruit there. I get the what else? The frozen fruit, the fajita, what do you call it? Fajita vegetables or whatever they call it. I get those from there. Those are really good to cook with. You know, put with my plant-based meat. I get that. I get what else? And I get, you know, like the toothpaste and stuff because it's cheap there. So yeah, that's what I'll get from the Dollar Tree. And then from, like I said, I'm headed to Walgreens now because I want to see. Hopefully they have a sale on their vitamins. Cause I need to. I was reading on that, and I've started back craving ice again, and I don't want to go back into that old habit. I don't feel like it was an addiction; it was a habit, and I was doing it. I was doing it to, and it's not. I don't do it just to do it. I do it because I'm lacking iron. I read it. It says you lack iron in your body, and what is it? What else did it say? It said it's calcium too. I think it's low iron, low. It was something else. It was something else that was low calcium. I think that's what it said. So I was like, wow. So I was doing so well, but with that, you know, I would always, when I get through eating when I get through drinking tea or water or something, I can't wait to get to the ice so I can just eat ice, you know. But that's I said I'm gonna get me some iron pills and some vitamins so I can that can be suppressed, because that's what it is. It's because my iron is low, and I was doing so good taking those iron pills, but I quit taking them. I don't, you know, you're supposed to take them with food, or I think you can take them with milk, but I quit taking them for whatever reason, because I would forget or whatever, and but I need to start back, yeah, because I don't want to get back into that. But so that's why I'm so whatever about getting these vitamins and iron pills, and that's probably gonna be it, y'all. I'm gonna stop at those two stores, and I'm probably gonna head back in. Now we do need some more. So I get from the Dollar Tree too. We need some more not dishwashing, but we need dishwashing liquid too. But we need some more washing detergent, laundry detergent. So I'm gonna get some more of that. I always get it from there, the extra. It's only $5, and it always lasts us a good while, a week or two. So I'll get that, and then we need some more bathroom tissue from I always get that from Walgreens, Scott's tissue. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Get back home and just relax and enjoy the rest of this Saturday, because y'all, it's going fast. It goes fast. Saturday goes so fast, and then I'm like, the weekend is over. What happened? But I'm learning too in that, like, now Fridays don't hit like they used to hit. You know, I used to be, when I first started working this job, I was so, you know, ooh, today's Friday. But now it's like, okay, it's Friday. You know, it's not as super exciting as like it used to be. Because, and I believe that what that is, that's God telling me to be content. Be content and be thankful, you know, no matter what day it is. And so Friday don't hit like that anymore for me. Oh, I can't wait to get to Friday. And I still, don't get me wrong, I still say that, or I'm looking forward to that day, but it don't, you know, it's not a big deal for me. You know, it's not a biggie for me like it used to be. It's just another day now. And I feel like there's God working in and through me. Like I said, He wants all of us to be that way, to be content. Be content. Don't matter if it's Friday, if it's Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, whatever day it is. Just be content. He allowed you to see another day. And a lot of people, they're so always complaining. I was one of those. They're always complaining and mumbling and grumbling. They're not even appreciating the days that's before, that they're allowed to live in, because they just can't wait to get to the next, Then Friday come, okay, I'm ready to go back to work, because maybe something didn't go right for them over that weekend. Okay, I'm ready to go back to work now. It's always the next. It's the next. It's the next. But we got to just learn how to be grateful, y'all. We really do. God is really teaching me that. Be content. Contentment. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's where I want to stay. I don't want to, be all over the place and wishing for this day, wishing for that day. No, just be thankful. Be thankful. So thank y'all for riding with me. I don't do a whole lot on Saturdays. This is what I do every Saturday. I just go to my little store, go to the little stores and do the same thing. Don't much hardly anything changes. I just of course I always meet somebody, or God allowed me to talk to somebody or witness to somebody, minister to somebody, but I just do the same thing because it's just my little routine, and I enjoy it. I do. But also, the lady from church was telling me about, we had a conference at our church, and so it's over now. But I was actually thinking about going, but then I was like, and sort of, it came in my mind to do it, and then it sort of went away. Because I was going to help with the children. Watch the children in their groups or whatever. But, yeah, but then another thing, you kind of have to prepare for that, because 2 days of that is 2 days of that is through the week. And so I'm like, do these people get off of this or request off? I'm imagining they do. And so I guess they already, they request that date, those 2 days or whatever, which is smart. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, I have to go to work. So she was telling me, she said, you should really consider, she said, you should consider attending next year. I said, yeah, I'll look into it. But like I said, y'all, I like to be led to do things by Jesus. I don't, that don't move me to be a part of all these different ministries. I've done all that stuff before, and I was getting nothing out of any of it. It was just something to do. I wasn't, I wasn't allowing it to benefit me. So that's why that's my, it's always my attitude now. I'm like, God I want Him to tell me if He wants me to do that, because I know when He tell me, He gonna do a great work in that. But I don't. But I noticed that a lot of people they go to all these different functions and events or whatever, and they still doing the same stuff. Nothing's changing. They're just going because everybody else is going, and I'm gonna go because I get to be off of work. Just doing something just to do it. But like I said, the big thing of it all is you gotta, you need to be changing. Whatever you doing, this should be uplifting the holy name of Jesus. It should be changing you. It should be transforming you. Not, you just going just to go. That's not how it should be. But that's what I did so many years back in Tennessee. I was a part of everything. I was a part of so much stuff in the church. over the young women. I'm over the Sunday school. Over the this, that. You know, just to have my name on something. And I was not reading my word. I wasn't praying. I wasn't fasting. I wasn't doing any of that. I was wanting to be seen, though. I was wanting to look like I had it together. And I was so far from it. So far from it. So that's what I'm talking about, y'all. We just gotta do better. We gotta do better. Really do. As for everybody. That's for everybody. Ain't for me, ain't just for you. It's for everybody. We all have to do better. And we say we love Jesus. We gotta be living for him. There's no time to be playing. We gotta be praying. So I'm about to go into Walgreens and get the bathroom tissue, and I'm gonna see how much their vitamins are. Hopefully they're not ridiculously expensive. But like I said, every now and then they'll have a sale. The iron pills I think they're usually like $8, but so maybe I can get both for like $20 together. And I'm gonna get the tissue. So should be around $30, $40 that I'm gonna spend. But I'm gonna get that, and then that's all I need out of here, because that's all I usually get from here. I don't think we need nothing else. Yeah, I think that's all. But I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I ended up getting these right here. It says the calcium and vitamin D3 gummies for bone health, and it's 90 gummies in there. But that's what it looks like. But these are some pretty, I don't know if you can see them, but these are some pretty big gummies. But it says chew 2 gummies per day. Chew completely before swallowing. So, but yeah, it's so yeah, it's 90 in there. So I'm gonna see. My goal is to you know, do good with those, and then I'm gonna you know, I'll go back and get some more after I'm done with these. But that was the thing, if y'all recall. That's what I know. I think what I'm short. I need more calcium, and then the other thing was the iron. So I'm gonna go. I'm on my way to the Dollar Tree now, because the iron pills in there are a little pricey. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't paying that much. I ain't paying no $25 for no iron pills. Because before, I think I only paid like $8 for them. But this time, yeah, they were a little bit more expensive. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So anyway, that's what I'm headed to now. And I think this is gonna be my last stop, y'all. If I do, I may. I'm trying to think. And it's getting a little warm. It says 81 degrees, but when I walked out of the Walgreens, I'm like, ooh, it's a little warm. It was a guy and a girl in the Walgreens, and the girl was already, like, I don't know if that was his girlfriend, wife, or I don't know what. They were together, and so he ran back. I'm assuming he had been on the bus stop, like waiting on the bus. They were waiting on the bus, and she ran in the Walgreens to get her something. And so he said, "Come on." And it looked like she was still shopping. It looked like to me, but he said, "Come on the bus here." And so they made a big scene running out of the store. I think they made it back to the bus, but I was like, okay. But it sort of alerted everybody, because, you know, 3, 4, 5 people in line, and they're like, what's going on? What's all this? So he said, come on, let's go. We gotta go. And so, but it seemed like she had something in her hand, in her arm, but maybe it was her jacket or something. But like I said, it appeared as though she ran in there, you know, to shop or to whatever. And he was looking out for the bus, and so the bus came, or they saw the bus approaching, rather. And he ran in there to get her. So everybody, like I said, everybody, it started everybody, even the cashier, she's like, okay. Because he made the biggest deal out of that. And so, anyway, I think they caught the bus. They were able to catch the bus. So, he sort of looked at me like, basically like, what y'all looking at? What y'all looking at? We trying to get wherever they was trying to head it to, home or wherever. But it was just the commotion that was made over that. You know, it was because you know, when you're not careful, you can start it. I wasn't scared, but I was like, what's going on? Because sometimes people do that when they're stealing, or if they're it's a distraction sometimes. And so that's what, y'all, I can't see nothing. That's why I don't like coming. I can't even see what's coming on the side of that truck. It was a big old truck, and I couldn't see. The arrow was to turn, but the truck was in the way, so I couldn't see if there was anything coming on the side of it. So, but anyway, so yeah, some people do that when they stealing, too. They're trying to. It's a distraction. I'm not saying that's what they were doing, but I'm saying sometimes that's what that occurs, and it's to get your man off of. He could be yelling, so you're not paying attention to what else they're doing. But the door, whatever, didn't beep, so I guess they were okay. They were okay. But I was like, what's going on? Right. So I'm headed to the Dollar Tree. I was gonna go to the one that's over there by our house, but I'm gonna go into this one because it's closer and nearer this one. I sort of want Chipotle. I really like their I feel like stuff is so much better when you eat in the place. I mean, not eat in the place, but go to the place yourself instead of door dashing it. So I like they have a bowl there. It's so, oh my gosh, it's so good. I just don't feel like cooking. So I feel like that's what I want. Cause it has beans, rice, and veggies in it. It's really good. I think I got corn in it. So that's what I sort of have a taste for. And I want to start, I wish I knew how to, because I'm sure it's not hard, but I want to start, just keeping some, like, I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, my mom and them, they used to buy, when we were little, they would buy it was like frozen juice. It was in a can, and you use the can, open the juice up, but it was super frozen, and you poured that in the pitcher. That's what my mom used to do. She poured that in a big old, like a pitcher, juice pitcher or whatever, and you mixed it with water, of course, and it was orange juice. It could be apple juice, pineapple juice, whatever. Yeah, I remember she used to do that. I remember that. And I actually saw that I was in the last time I was in the grocery store, not the last time, but one of the times. And I said, oh, they still sell that. So yeah, it's in a can, probably maybe about that big, I guess, or maybe smaller, but you open the can up, and it could be orange juice, apple juice, pineapple juice, whatever. And you pour that, it's just big, it's frozen juice. And you mix that with the water and stir it up, of course, and there go your water. There go your juice. So yeah, I hadn't seen that in a long time. And I was gonna buy it, but I was like, I don't think I want it. I didn't want it at the time. But yeah, I may take y'all with me in the Dollar Tree. It's the same. It's always the same stuff, y'all. They don't really have much changing in here. But I'm just gonna get some toothpaste, from Walgreens. I got the Scott's. I don't know if you can see it. The Scott's tissue, and I got the water back there. And then of course I got the vitamins. So I'm gonna see if they got some iron pills in here. Then I'm gonna get I'm gonna give me some more gum. And then I'll probably get some soap, dishwashing liquid, laundry detergent, and maybe get some Ajax. And that's probably it. We have, I always like to buy several cans of air freshener, but I think we have enough of those. But I'll see, and I'm gonna get the puppy some treats. So I'm gonna try not to spin over. Try not to spin over. Oh, I know. Oh, that's right. I need to get the fruit and the. Forgot about that. The fruit, and I'm gonna get the fajita vegetable stuff. Yeah. So I will be back, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all. I may take y'all in there with me. We'll see. Okay, I'm back, y'all. An hour later. It didn't take me that long to shop. It just got left out of the Dollar Tree. Me and the lady, she works there. I think she's sort of like maybe the assistant manager or something like that. But we always talk, and so whenever I well, like she said, normally I go in there on Sunday, but here lately I've been going in. You know, I go to this Dollar Tree on Saturday because I'm already out and about. So I'm like, and the only time that I would go in there on Sunday would be because you know, I forgot something. I didn't get something on Saturday. So, but anyway, we had such a blessed conversation. God allowed me to share with her, you know, reason why we moved here, because she's the I don't know if y'all remember me talking about, but she's the lady who every time I go in this Dollar Tree, she always have been, hey, how you doing, pretty lady? You know, she always compliments me, because most of the time, you know, that's when I was going in there on Sunday, and so I always have my church, you know, my dress on or whatever, church clothes on, and so she said, hey, how you doing? And so, okay, I'm doing good. You know, it'd always be just a quick conversation. You know, it wouldn't be. And then a lot of times, she'll maybe stocking something on the shelf, or she'll be, or even, you know, the cashier. So, you know, we really couldn't conversate a lot. But today, God allowed it to happen, and so she was. I don't know if I think she was getting off work, or she had just clocked out or whatever, because she was just walking around the store and she had her cart. So it looks like she was shopping, you know how when you get off and you're just shopping around or whatever before you leave. And so, yeah, we hugged, and we were just talking. I think we talked for 45 minutes or an hour, and customers were walking in, you know, walking by us and stuff, and we like, those. But it started out talking about money, because she was telling me, or how people, you know, that supposedly seem like they got it all, but they don't. We're talking about that, because she was telling me about, you know, something that had recently happened to her. So I was telling her, I said, it don't matter if I have $1 million or whatever. I said, I'm still going to shop at the Dollar Tree, and I'm still go to Goodwill. I said, that's just in me to do that. I'm saying, because, you know, why pay all that money, you know, just to say, you know, that you paid $300 for a purse, or, you know, what are you getting out of that? You know, that don't float my boat to do that. Now I did spend I spent I think it was $50 in the Dollar Tree. Now keep in mind, that's because normally it's like 20 or 30, but that's because I haven't been in there in a while. I can't see y'all. Okay. I haven't been in there in a while, and all the stuff that I end up purchasing, we really need it. You know, the hygiene stuff and all that. So it was okay. And then of course I got the dog some treats, like I always do. I was able to get the laundry detergent. And, I always get peppermint. We got a little dish bowl, candy bowl, so I always put peppermint in that in the kitchen. And then that's it. I got soap, toothpaste. I got dishwashing liquid. I got the Ajax. I got everything. The only thing I did not get was air freshener. I should have got 2 cans of it, but I'll with that. I may do that when I do the. We're not out of it, so we're okay. But I always like to keep it. You know, they're so cheap in there. It's only $1 and something. So, $1.25 or $1.50, whatever. So I always just grab 2 or 3 of them, just because. So we'll have. Like I said, it feels so good to go in your bathroom or your just say, oh, I got an extra one of those, or it just feels good, not be out of stuff. And then so anyway, going back to what we were just talking, and so I was telling her, I said, a lot of people think because, they got all this money, that don't mean anything. It don't mean anything to me. I said, and because she was, just sharing with me how her children view other people like that, and like, why we can't have that. And I said, I deal with the same thing. And I said, I was telling her, I actually dealt with that myself when we first moved here, because I was looking at people who had homes, and I'm just gonna be real, I was jealous, because I'm like, okay, Lord, we had a nice place in Tennessee, real nice. And I said, now we come here and we don't have nowhere to live. It was sort of frustrating, but I said, okay, I trust you. And he opened up doors for us. He did. But it was in his time. It was in his time. But, so anyway, I was sharing with her my faith walk with Jesus, and how we got to wait on him and be patient. But I always like to share that. She's married. She said her and her husband, they've been married for 25 years. I said, that's beautiful. And I think they got 3 children, I think. But I like to share that my journey with others, because to let them know that your life can change, and it could change literally in a second, less than a second. So we have to be thankful, And so she said to me, she said, I thank you for sharing that. Because y'all, me and her talk so much. Hey, hug, we hug or whatever. But now that I think back on that, no, I had never shared that with her, because it was never a time to do that. And so she said, I never knew that. I said, yep. And so she said, wow. And she said, I'm getting goosebumps. She was showing me her arm. I said, I'm not making it up, I promise. She said, no, I know you're not. And so then I love when this happens. Towards the end of the conversation, because her son called her, so she had to go. We had already been talking almost an hour. And so she what was I gonna say? She asked me, said, if you don't mind me asking, what church do you go to? And so I told her the name of the church, and I even pulled it up on my phone. And so I said, we enjoy going there, selling all of that. She said we're looking for possibly we're looking to go to a church, but she said I just don't like how people judge you. And she said, I don't like that. And I said, no, this church, this church is not like that. They're not like that at all. And so I was just not trying to sell her the church, but I was letting her know that, that's not how it is there. And so then she was like, okay. And I told her, I said, now you do how Jesus leads you to do. I said, because I'm not, I wasn't like trying to, come to this church. No. And then the Lord allowed me to minister to her and tell her, the church ain't a building, it's in you. And that's what I told her. I said, it's inside of you. I said, we gotta get out of thinking, it's about a building. It's about us. You don't have to go to church to make it to heaven. You don't have to go to church. It's good to fellowship among other believers, but you don't have. It's not a must. You don't have to do that to if I go to church. And because I was telling her, I shared with her, I said, it's a lot of people. That's what I told her, y'all. Because, I just like to be real with people. That's what's wrong with the world. That's what's going on right now in the world. It's a lot of sugarcoating. It's a lot of itching ears. And people want to hear something. They want you to tell them something good that's going to tickle their ears. In all reality, they need to hear the truth. And so I told her, I said, a lot of people don't go to hell through the church. So she kind of, I don't know if she even really understood what I meant by that, but I told her, I explained it. I said, they think they got it all together, and they, look at me on Sunday, look how I'm walking, and look how I look. I got my Bible. I got my, I just look good. I look good on the outside. On the outside, I look good. And on the inside, I'm toe up. I'm toe up from the floor up. So, that's what I was trying to let her know. I said, you can't look at people and go by what they've gone through or what they're dealing with. And so she said, I thank you for sharing all of that with me. I said, no, you're welcome. Absolutely. And so I was just letting her know that, contrary to what she may think, because a lot of times people look at stuff on TV and they like, well, because some people actually think this, y'all. They think the only people who actually go to church, quote unquote, go to attend church, is people who got their life together. And that's so false. So false. So, but, a lot of people, if you don't know, you just don't know. But a lot of people actually think that. And that's why a lot of them will not step foot in the church or building because of that. They think, because of that thought. They like, oh, well, I don't have it. Because I've heard people say that. I don't have it together, so I can't go yet. And that's not true. Not true. But, y'all, it was such a beautiful, blessed conversation. Jesus was right there in the midst of that, that little huddle we had. I just thank him for everything, every opportunity. I went in there with every intention to get all of my $50-something worth of items, but he always uses me, and that's always my prayer. I said, Lord, use me for your glory. And I never want to be, well, I'm just doing something for myself. I want to make sure he get the honor, the glory, and the praise. That's what I want to make sure of every day. And so I thank him for that. I do. I really do. But yeah, that was really a blessing. I think we hugged like 3 or 4 times, but she really, really blessed me. Just by listening. By listening and by just seeing her, because she said, I never knew that happened to you. I said, yeah. I said, well, now that I think about it, I never shared it with you. It was never an opportunity, but today was that day. Today was that day. So, y'all, God got a plan. He got a plan for your life, for my life, for everybody's life. And we just gotta be ready. When you're ready, you ain't gotta get ready. And so just be ready to witness to somebody, to share the love of Jesus with somebody. Be ready. Just be ready. And you ain't gotta be giving them no bunch of scriptures and trying to memorize scriptures. That's not what I'm talking about. Be ready to tell somebody Jesus loves them. Share your testimony. A lot of people, we all got a testimony. We all got stuff that we've gone through, still going through. Maybe somebody just needs to hear it. They need to hear it. And so that's what she was telling me too, that she had a very upset customer a few days ago. And so the lady was hollering at her and stuff in the store. And she said it just really got to her. And I said, I'm so sorry that happened to you, because she's super nice. And so then she said in the past few days she had 2 customers that just acted really, really just mean, basically. And I said, I'm so sorry that happened. I said, that is not okay. So I told her, I said, I'm gonna be praying for you that that she have peace while she there at work. Just be praying for peace for her at her job, because when you at work, and you gotta be, you need to be there to take care of your responsibility, bills or whatever, family. Nobody don't want to be dreading going to work. Let's just be real. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to enjoy what you do. And I feel like she enjoyed her job. But like I said, you don't want to be dealing with people coming in there acting crazy and mean and stuff. So that was really nice, y'all. Really good conversation. And going back to the church, so she was like, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to come. And I said, well, no pressure. No pressure. I don't want you to feel like, I gotta go, because I told her, I said, nope. I said, you do how Jesus leads you. That's what I told her. And because she was saying too, after we had got through talking, she said how she don't like it when people just throw their beliefs or religion on her. And she said it's just, and I never thought about it like that. How overwhelming it can be for somebody who's, they probably would be considering, doing whatever you're trying to persuade them to do, but then you just you just messed it up. You messed it up because you interfered in Jesus' work. You messed it up. So I never thought about it like that. So she said she don't like that when that happens. And I said, no, I get it. I said, I get it. So I said, and that's what I want you to know. It's not what I'm doing here. It's not what I'm doing. I said, I want you to know you do how you be led, how Jesus was going to lead you. And I specifically kept saying Jesus. I said God a few times, but because I told her, I said, no, I forget what we were talking about, but then I told her, I said, one thing about it all, I said, I forget what we were talking about. I said, I think I told her, I said, you don't have to go to church to get to heaven, but I said, you have to know Jesus. You got to have a relationship with him. And you got to be saved through this. What you thank you, Lord. I said you have to be saved through Jesus Christ to make it in. That's what I told her. I did. So y'all, now I'm just noticing when I'm talking to somebody, witnessing to somebody, it just flows from me. It's almost like it's I know it's God. It ain't hard like it used to be. Oh, I gotta watch what I say. But it flows now from my soul. It flows. And I know that's Jesus continuously working on me and through me, for my good. So, yeah, I'm not ashamed. I'm always, but today, I'm going to be honest, y'all, I was not expecting that. I wasn't, because like I said, normally I come in there on Sunday, but I have seen her on Saturday too, I think. But she's so used to me being, in there on Sunday after church. And that's what I was telling her. I said, that's why you would always see me in here on Sunday, because, just be coming from church. Yeah. And so she said, oh. So I could tell she's like, oh, okay, everything makes sense now. So, but yeah, that was nice. That was very nice. I wish every day could be like that. I love it, y'all. I love that. That's just like gold to me, to be able to. I love talking anyway, but I love sharing Jesus with everybody. I love it. Well, y'all, I'm almost home. I thank y'all for being with me today. I didn't do a whole lot, which I never do, but I'm almost home. I'm gonna do this Instacart order, and I'm gonna upload. I got 2 videos I want to upload tonight. I'm gonna get those uploaded, and then I'm gonna finish doing my laundry. I'm gonna get me something to eat, and that's it. I'll get ready for church in the morning. But I pray, as always, you all are having a beautiful, blessed Saturday in the mighty name of Jesus. I love you. Remember, Jesus loves you so much more. The best is still yet to come for you and for me. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Thank you all for listening and for subscribing. Bye-bye.